If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some pretty cool evolution stuff to check out. I will be doing reviews for these cards because these are going to be cards that are going to be very, very relevant for people to know whether or not they're going to be good cards. So if you guys complete some of these cards early, be sure to message me in the Inception Help Discord to check out some of these cards and what they could potentially be like in game, right? So we have two different evolutions for today. One is the Euro Attackers one, and then the other one is going to be the Copa Attacker one, right? So there's actually two different ones that you can do. So it's not just like, oh, I only have one opportunity to get this card or this opportunity to get this other card, right? You have the opportunity of getting two different cards, which is really cool, right? So as you guys can see here from the main screen, the first one that we're going to be talking about is going to be the Euro Attackers, right? So the Euro Attackers has a couple of different options here as of right now. I don't know if EA just drops some random ones in the future all of a sudden, right? But from the ones that we see right now is the ones that we are going to be checking out, okay? So from Euro Attackers, you get some stat improvements. You get the Tiki Taka, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man, Tiki Taka is actually pretty helpful to work with, right? First time passes are always very nice, especially for a card like Immobile, who could be a very good physical type attacker, right? He gets Power Shot Plus and a weak foot improvement, as well as Trickster, Press Proven, and the Technical. So to be fair, all of the improvements are big W's. The skill move improvement is a big W. A lot of interesting stuff to take a look at, right? So with the first one that we have here, which is going to be the clear and obvious one for a lot of people just because of the links, as well as the well, mostly the links and the fact that he actually looks kind of crazy, is the Olise card, right? So this card is a 5-star player, high medium work rates, right? And he's formatted very nicely, okay? Because with a card like this, you could just go in the direction of, you know, giving him a marksman chemistry style, you know, even potentially just going ahead and giving him like a hawk if you really want to as well, because to be fair, the dribbling is already in a good area. The only thing that's low on the card is in the reactions department. But as you guys know, if you're using a card like this in the side position, even if it's a little bit of extra pace, especially in the game nowadays, it would be very helpful to improve that specific area of the card. But the card looks very nice, right? So all three of the playstyle pluses that he is given are very good ones, right? Trivela plus, Power Shot plus, Technical plus, all W's, right? Very, very good to work with. On a Hawk chemistry style, pace, shooting, and physicality boost puts him in a very good area in multiple parts of the card, right? Passing is going to be in a good area. Dribbling also going to be in a pretty good area, except for composure and reactions, and that's where I want to maybe improve the reactions of the card, but we'll see. We'll see how he plays in game because this card is 6'2", so by default, he is a taller player, more physical oriented, but do you care enough about those things, playing him in those side positions with all of these playstyles being added? Probably not, to be honest, right? And what's really cool about the Olise card, right, is that he's left-footed, which is a very huge variable to consider, because if this card is left-footed and you decide to rotate him from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, that's a really good playstyle to work with a strong foot while being able to still cut inside on the 5-star weak foot and hitting regular finesse shots, right? So that's why this one seems to be like the clear and obvious choice for a lot of people, because the links are crazy and he actually looks like a very, very solid card if you go through with all of the evolution upgrades for him, right? So definitely looks like a very solid choice if you go down that direction. The next one here is Adeyemi. So Adeyemi did get a team of the season card. Pretty generic for the most parts, to be honest with you. Like he was definitely effective, 100%. I'm not gonna say that he wasn't effective, because he was. But again, with these types of cards, you kind of need some more drastic improvements. Now, the way that this card is formatted, he's still formatted pretty decently, right? Because with this card, in my opinion, I'd probably go down the direction of giving him maybe like a finisher or something, right? To increase the shooting, the dribbling to be as high as possible. Maybe even potentially like a marksman because of the bigger dribbling boost you give in other areas of the card. You would have to experiment and see what the agility and balance is like on the card with the 5'11" heights. But again, guys, it makes these cards so different because they're adding so many specific playstyles that changes the way that they dribble and the way that they approach situations in a general sense, because they're given a press proven, they're given an aerial, like a rapid. I'm pretty sure he already had, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like they give him a lot of stuff that adds to the card, right? If he's working with a quick step and a rapid, right? Quick step plus in that case, and he actually feels fast in game, that's going to be crazy to work with, right? This card with the quick step plus, the power shot plus, and the technical, like those are all very good stuff to work with too. Gives you very good links, right? Because there's actually a few different options you can work with when it comes to the German Bundesliga as well as the Borussia Dortmund links, right? More specifically, if you did something really cool with Marco Reus's SBC card, that would probably be like the real kicker, to be honest. That would be absolutely incredible to work with, right? With Adeyemi especially. High work rates we would have to experiment with in game to see what that would be like in a general sense. But regardless, the card still looks really cool. Good play styles are added to the card. You would just have to see what he's like from a base perspective. If we do get our hands on him for the review, like I said, be sure to message me if you guys do, to see what the dribbling and stuff is like with all those new play styles being added to the card. Because like I said, it does add quite a bit to them, right? It definitely adds quite a bit to them. Why is there two different versions here? Oh, okay, so it's just 1 and 2. Olise is so popular that he gets a 1 and 2. How crazy is that? Oh my god, that's funny. Anyways, next up we have is Raheem the Dream Sterling. So this card, regardless of what his dribbling looks like, I would probably give him a hunter. Yeah, because he's always formatted for that. You got to always increase the pace and the shooting to be as high as possible. With the Sterling card, he's a 5-star player, 5'7", high medium work rates, and pretty well formatted for the most part in lots of areas, right? So the play styles that he's working with for this card would be just 2 apparently in comparison to the 3. Yeah, so for these ones it would just be 2, right? So you'd be given the power shot plus as well as a technical plus. Base play styles, he would be working with rapid, quick step, tiki-taka, trickster, and press proven, right? So the improvements, it's just not as drastic on the card, but obviously if you are a Chelsea fan and you never did these cards or you never did his evolutions and you want a new version of his card, this is going to probably be the most usable version of him, right? But I could still honestly see this card being really nice, but I could see why people are not selecting him as much, because they didn't give him as many playstyles to work with, right? Like in this game right now, honestly, like having finesse shot and stuff is crazy. Having like a even like a trickster Trivela plus would be a really big thing to work with too. But as I mentioned, if you're just playing like a regular basic football, like he could still probably cook in game, to be honest. Like he probably could. Passing's in an okay area, physicality is a little bit there. He does have some defensive stats, so that also adds to the card as well, right? So just food for thoughts when it comes down to that as well, right? So you can see from the Euro attackers, it's mostly just like these cards, right? So Adeyemi, Olise, Sterling, and then Immobile, right? So Immobile is probably a card that people will not go in the direction as much in. And again, guys, I don't know how it's going to work specifically with these evolutions, because maybe they do another evolution on top of that you can improve even further. Like they did that with the Foot Champs rewards, and that was really crazy. Like honestly, if you did Nkunku, like Nkunku must feel like an absolute monster after all those upgrades, right? But Immobile, physical type attacker who has very good base card stats for shooting, right? This card very obviously formatted for the engine chemistry style. You would work with the lower agility compared to balance. But again, very key thing to mention with this card, he's a 5-star player. He's got a high medium work rate, and as a physical type attacker that they obviously formatted for you to give an engine to, he also has jumping and heading accuracy for a card that has technical plus, power shot plus, and he still has a few things. So he doesn't have an aerial, because an aerial would be kind of crazy to work with in a general sense, but he does have the regular finesse. He has a regular power header, first touch, tiki-taka, trickster, and the press proven, making these cards way more usable to work with in a general sense, right? So again, kind of makes sense that people are not going in that direction. I cannot confirm whether or not EA is going to go down a direction of improving these cards even further, maybe even adding another playstyle for these guys that only get the 2, but it just depends on what area they go into, right? So you can see the selection here: select a popular player left off their European national squad to become an upgraded attacking threat. New playstyle pluses such as power shot plus and technical plus will surely cause their nation to regret. So it's just their little promotion thing in the game, right? But Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, those are the four main options. I do think that Olise is the most obvious choice. I think sometimes when these cards are trending, I personally don't think that they're the obvious choice, but with this one, I think it is a very clear and obvious one. Again, because of the links that you have to work with and how the card potentially looks in game, because honestly, the playstyle pluses are kind of crazy. Like working with a Trivela plus already, and then a power shot and technical is kind of saucy, right? It's definitely kind of saucy. So he's definitely going to be like the go-to second choice. Again, people are probably going to want to go with the three playstyle pluses for Adeyemi. That's why he's training the most as well. But honestly, I could still see Sterling being really good. Like there's situations where I might even like Sterling over the Adeyemi card, depending on the situations as well. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they still give him some very good stuff to be very solid as well. So it also depends on the situation and current state of your club as well in regards to how you want to improve it. But yeah, definitely a W evolution. I will do my best to get these reviews out for you guys as soon as possible. I will catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.